I, 35F, read a suspicious conversation between my husband, 42M, and a former coworker, 45F. My husband quit his job recently because he was unhappy with the company. He would always complain about the long hours and frequently complained about his supervisor. According to him, she was very demanding, but they eventually became friends. I was sending myself pictures he took of me through his phone to mine when I saw a message pop up. That would be nice. I opened up the message out of curiosity because I see it's from that coworker. She was basically asking him if he wanted him to go their separate ways so she can finally make peace. He asks her, "What do you want in the end?" She says she wants a good friend. He asks, "But you still love me?" Her reply was, "No. I love you like a friend but nothing more than that." Then his last message to her was, "I will try to see you as a friend again then." At this point a lot of anxious thoughts are running through my head, but I'm trying to see this from a point where it's not what it appears to be. I need advice on where to go from here. How should I talk to him about this? Too long did not read. I caught my husband asking a former coworker if she still loved him. After saying she only saw him as a friend, he said he would try to see her as a friend again. I don't know if I'm just in shock. I don't want to accuse him of anything. I need advice on what to do next. He worked long hours because he was cheating with her. Eventually becoming friends was breaking off the affair and trying to get back to normal at work. He quit, or was fired, because it didn't work after they broke up. Your post history shows that your husband has had a classic midlife crisis and that you've tried to support things. The messages you read are irrefutable proof that he's been cheating on you for an extended period of time, and would have continued to do so, if she didn't call it off. I would put money on her pressuring him to quit, and potentially on everyone at work knowing about the affair too. So now you're left wondering what to do about an unemployed cheater. Leave while you can. You deserve love. And he deserves the consequence of his actions. Please see it for what it is. IDK how that could possibly ever be innocent. He clearly had some kind of affair, be it emotional or physical or both. You deserve better. Trust and honesty are the bones of a relationship. You've been posting about your shitty husband for a year. How much longer are you going to put up with his crap? Yeah, it's very obvious they were having an affair. I don't even know what else you could think that would mean. You need to confront him, but you need proof. Otherwise he will gaslight you. Also, if you go back into the messages, I bet they will be deleted, which just proves it more. I'm confused. It's quite obvious they were having an affair. I understand this is difficult, but burying your head in the sand will not make it go away. It is what it appears to be. Don't be in denial. This is an intimate conversation between two people who are more than just co-workers. He left his job because her husband, significant other, caught them together. Or their boss. He got canned for being a dog in the workplace. He had to know you'd catch him sooner or later. Time to go scorched earth. This is clearly not innocent. That's literally evidence of an affair. Well, there's no other way to interpret that conversation than it obviously being an affair. You talk to him about it by saying you know he had an affair and he needs to come clean. Don't let him lie about it. They obviously had a relationship that was serious enough for them to say, "I love you." Stop excusing his behavior. Based on your previous posts, he is an abuser, lazy and entitled. Enough is enough. I think you have to be direct. But first, decide what this means for you. He doesn't know that you know about the messages, so you have as much time as you need to decide this and to process your shock. Would you like to reconcile? Or is divorce on the table for something like this? One way or the other, have that answer in your head first. Personally, I'd send myself the messages to have in the event of divorce or gaslighting, but people will have their own opinions on the ethics of that. Do not doubt yourself. There isn't any reasonable explanation other than a full-on affair. You need more evidence or he will try to spin it. Why not going to this coworker directly with what you have got and see what she says? Is she in a relationship? If so, there is more leverage you have on her and your husband. Blindsiding her, then him immediately can do wonders to loosen their tongues. And get the truth. Sounds like his supervisor was really riding him, literally. He will cheat again. Cheaters never stop. If you're not okay with him cheating on you, divorce is the next step. There is no therapy or counseling to fix this, and regardless of what he says, he's not sorry he did it. He's sorry he got caught. He cheated. I'm sorry, but he cheated. Maybe it wasn't physical, it probably was, but it was definitely an inappropriate relationship. You only ask people if they still love you if at one point they told you they did. This is your 6th post about your husband in a year's time, and each time it's a different problem. At this point, don't you think it's time to pull the plug on this marriage? Or are you making things up for attention? Girl, that's an affair, I'm so sorry. But you still love me. When should this ever be said between a married man and his female coworker? You know what's been going on. I'm sorry. Trying to see her as a friend again. So, then how did he see her before? Call her and ask what the text messages mean. I found similar messages. After confronting him, he lied and gaslit me, of course. But in the end I snapped out of it and realized he was cheating with his coworker. Leave now. Reading your post history tells us a lot. This dude hasn't been happy, and neither have you, for years. This is pretty cut and dry evidence of an affair, whether emotional and or physical. Document it all as much as you can and get out while you still have some of your youth. This time last year you posted that he was unemployed and constantly picking on you for things such as your driving, saying he felt like you were a dependent, and not a partner. You were having issues. Then, sometime within this year he managed to get a job, have an affair with his supervisor and then quit to become unemployed again. At this point it sounds like he's just using you for the financial security and to have someone to drive him around. Oh yeah, he's having an affair with her, or tried to. Just tell him you know everything and that you want to hear it from his mouth. Also show him the text. He will confess. It's not suspicious. It's a fact and you don't want to accept it. You deserve to know the truth. Screenshot it and keep it as evidence. Take care. Be strong. Why are you not trying to see this as exactly what it is? I'm really sorry, but there is not an outcome here where some kind of inappropriate relationship happened. Where there's smoke, there's fire. When it's a written confession, get your attorney and move on now. I read your post history. Damn girl, leave his ass. You were the only one driving and working and he said you were too dependent on him and you felt bad the house was messy when you ran all the errands and he called you lazy. Like WTF. He got you all twisted around so you don't know up from down. He's a liar and manipulator and after all that now you found out he's a cheater too. Leave his sorry ass. He sounds like a complete loser. You need to stand up for yourself and don't let him sweet talk you into staying. You don't need him. You're young and you can find someone who treats you with respect. Not someone who complains you didn't stop for a pedestrian, who TF even cares and complains about this. Your anxiety will drop once you drop his extra weight. Laughing my ass off, he's cheating, consult with a lawyer and divorce him. You know he's cheating, he's shitty. Please leave him and quit being in denial or enabling him. Wow. He's unemployed and you have to drive him everywhere while he nitpicks your driving, and on top of it, he's a cheater. Have some dignity and leave him. I don't think there's an innocent way to read those messages. If they are talking about feelings of love and going back to being just friends, I don't see how it could be interpreted as anything other than an emotional affair at the very least. Because he quit his job, possibly due to this relationship, she was basically asking if it was the right time to end things or maybe take things to the next level. If they remain in contact, it means their affair will only continue. They will pretend to be only friends, but they will still carry on as before, and if it hasn't gotten to be a PA yet, it very well could in the near future. If you confront him, what you have so far may not be enough to make him come clean. If he tries to gaslight you, remind him that a married man doesn't ask another woman if she loves him for no reason. They may have stopped now, at her persistence, but there was defiantly an affair going 9 Your husband has feelings for her. It's very clear from that text that he loves her and it's no longer reciprocated. Believe what you are seeing as that is fact. He's going to try and tell you otherwise. Get some tips from the folks at Surviving Infidelity. That is not a suspicious conversation, that is a guilty conversation. Get a lawyer. Get out. I want you to send your Reddit posts to a family member and friend so they can help you get away from him. If you aren't strong enough to accept that he's been cheating, which this just proved, you need help from those who support you. It is exactly what you know it is. Don't rush into anything yet. Start planning your exit. Help him find a new job. Collect evidence. It's going to be hard now though. Look through emails, chats, social media, pics, phone call history, credit card statements, etc. Talk to a lawyer and figure out your options and likely outcome based on your state. This is important. I'm so confused by this post because it's super obvious he was cheating. Next decision is whether or not you'll leave. Not what it appears to be. What the hell? You read the words. They're words. Stop making excuses. You can accept him being unfaithful and move on, or confront him. I was with someone who had cheated before. Many times, and would never trust him. That's why I didn't continue with our relationship. He saw a potential sex partner in everybody. Every time we had a break, some girl from his past popped up. I never think he will change. I hope you sent screenshots to yourself. I can't think of a scenario where that isn't exactly what it looks like. The end of an affair. I think you need to go with the theory of Occam's razor on this one. The simplest explanation is probably the correct one. This is not a good relationship and it doesn't sound like your marriage is worth saving. It's exactly what it looks like. Take pictures of what's on his phone so he can't try and delete and say it never happened. I don't have any advice to add. But life for you will eventually get better. I wish you well. It seems to me your husband has a work wife. I would ask him about it, but do it calmly and respectfully, and listen him out. His reaction and his spoken and unspoken language will reveal a lot.